presenting our first contender. Make some noise for AG.AL! Facing a familiar foe on this stage, can they take that one final step and etch their names in history of CROSSFIRE and the Esports World Cup?
And their opponents, BaiSha Gaming! BaiSha are the behemoths of the deep. Seated first in this competition for a reason. They can go all the way and reach the grand final. It's not been easy, but they've done it, and they've deserved their place. Will they be the victors? Will they be the ones to lift this trophy and be crowned as EWC champions?
Obviously involved in this matchup, and the only one missing out of that top 5 is Even, who is a former AG player. So let's get it on as AG start to make their way in toward that A site, and 577 has an answer for them. A nice double kill from him. 9 doesn't have to do too much work. He's easily waiting for that third kill to come through for BaiSha, and it's a great start for BaiSha, isn't it? A 3-on-1 to close out this initial round. AG not quite finding their success on the entry into A.
Yeah, here we go again though, right? I mean, this is where we get to see, we'll see who's going to be able to find a little bit more of this. I definitely expect to see YDSS putting himself in a lot of positions where he can get these duels, but let's not even excuse the fact that, you know, 1-2-2-2, he was somebody here in the semi where he made a bit of a landscape. Himself and Jue, both these players, you know, really did hiccup earlier in the group stage.
Confident start from BaiSha, no doubt, but this round they are going to have to take a bit of a risk. They lost the opening player, so they're going to stack 3 over on B. YDSS is also going to have a little bit of a look here in through mid-con. His timing could be pretty dangerous. He catches Jue in the back. It's only a 1-for-1, but that's going to be some important information for BaiSha as they do start to rotate 577 off of the A site to have a little bit of a look into GR spawn. Unfortunately, he's a little bit too late. The map's now been cut in half.
Yeah, really good play though. And the fact that, you know, they're able to kind of push through this, and now the fact that AG have been able to, you know, like you said, just kind of cut right down the middle of the pie, and they can make a decision which side do they want, which piece looks a little bit better or more tasty. I don't know. They're going to decide to try to make a bit of a decision, but 1-2-2-2 does go down early. Still with a minute, or still with 38 seconds, I should say. They have a little bit of time they can work with, but they cannot mess around. This is where they have to be a bit more decisive.
Not too eager to challenge this angle. He's spotted Do out, and wisely, I think, backed away. He's going to try and find a different avenue of attack and close the distance a little bit better behind this smoke. Actually, a bit of chip damage onto to ZQ through that smoke and through the box. Time is slipping away here from BaiSha. That's an important kill to start to get the back into the mix. CY also going to fall. BaiSha on for 2, and it's Do that will go down to secure it for BaiSha. 2-0 the lead. Then open, and he backs off. The resmoke again for A main. Nade over the top from AG, and they just contact playing their way out onto the site. Nine's got no idea. He's not seeing anything. He's flashing middle, and 577's gone down in the meanwhile. Now it's on to 9, who needs to double down and can't. And that will be the A site taken. So now the question becomes, will Do survive? And of course he does. He goes one better.
He does one even better. Looking for a little bit more. He will be able to find that secondary kill here for the back lines of the attempted flank. And now Joao is the only one left. And Do's got a bit of an inkling, and there you go. Lands the utility, gets himself the triple in this round. And so, you know, for BaiSha's sake, they were able to kind of, you know, make some very quick notes and just kind of realizing, okay, look, this is some of the things that we're noticing that AG are doing on this map. That's probably even why that BaiSha went for this pick regardless. So that's a little bit of a favorable situation, and N9 just finds himself, why not a quad, and shuts down the door. They are not allowed to enter.
Yeah, that is a dangerous look now for AG as BaiSha start to pull ahead with a great degree of significance. It'll have to be timeout time soon for AG. And that is why, like I said, I'm a fan of 9. He is the guy that can step up in those big moments. I think he's the best rifler in the world, or at least in the past has been the best rifler in the world. I think now there is probably a bit more of a conversation around a couple of other players, but certainly at points in his career, 9 has been unstoppable. And if he can find that form again, I mean, you can't fault either of these teams for the run that they've had. They've both had, you know, really, really tough opponents that they've had to face. BaiSha in Group C, obviously playing against Evolution Power and Team Falcons, and AG having to play Evolution Power and KINGZERO throughout the playoff stage. But there is only one team that's in this grand final at the moment, and their name is BaiSha. So AG are going to have to find a way to fix this pretty quick smart. Otherwise, map one's going to be in the books easily for BaiSha. Half swap is going to make a difference, because it can make a big difference moving over to the GR side here for AG. They'll be comfortable there as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, this is where we actually did have 9 that was available on the site. He actually does rotate off a little bit, though. So now, 577, if he can just survive as much as possible. But look at this, they don't clear him. Oh, he just gets away with murder and takes down 3, sitting himself at the 12-2. And now it's due to pull up a clutch, but again, nothing.
It's just such a clean setup, again, from BaiSha, and it's reminiscent of the name of the game, CROSSFIRE. That was too strong.
He's got so much intuition, and he just feels like, you know, he's just finding all these opportunities to get these big kills, and it's a meal deal, man. It really is. Now, I mean, I kind of mentioned it, Dude finally gets himself that first opening duel. So something goes in the benefit here for AG. But AG trying to burn the clock. They're trying to burn the candle just a little bit to see if they can throw them off guard and maybe get their own heads.
I feel like AG's kind of burning the candle at both ends with this half at the moment. They've got to make something happen. They've got to do it soon. The setup is actually really good from BaiSha, though, as they've brought a third player across. This is going to be a really well-defended site. Xiao for a couple will fall, but now it's on to 9, and he is the GOAT of the game. YDSS coming across as well. The spray on the
How's he alive?
It's so long, YDSS with a big old whiff, but he finds himself in the 1v1. He's got 11 bullets still in the chamber there in the M14, and ZQ wants none of it. He is on his way over to B. I think YDSS is just going to chase him down. He just wants to take the fight. He might have even seen him on the exit there, and he's just going to continue to charge his way forward. He is fearless, as you should be right now for BaiSha. Smoke's going to go up, but I dare say he might even just go through it.
Yeah, is he actually even going to clear it, though? Look at ZQ. He's got the ramp control. Is he going to be able to find it? He does spot him, and there it is. YDSS will still put the nail to the coffin just when things look okay for all gamers. An opportunity to get a second round. It just feels like, again, BaiSha, like an amazing amount of counter strats that they've been able to make on this, right? I mean, they've really just taken the advantage when they finished the first semifinal and really have just made it so much of a difficulty here for AG. 577 only gets the one and done meal. Maybe now I might be able to find something. No, AG finally get themselves a bit of a pry open moment here with a 4-on-2 advantage. You have Zhao and now YDSS, the last 2 players here from BaiSha for this last round of the first half, to see if they can get themselves an 8. And it's a full aggression, but how does he get away with that kind of shot? And again, he finds a second kill! No. This cannot be happening! AG, let it slip away!
Not working out for AG in this matchup against BaiSha. 1 round away. This would be one of the most dominant maps of the tournament. We did have a 10-0, so I can't really say it's the most dominant map, but it certainly has been one of the most dominant. There hasn't really been much in this one for AG at all, though ZQ will give them an opener in this round as 577 just kind of tries to poke his way through A main.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a nice little bit of a kickstart here for all gamers, but can it be enough? I mean, we've seen that position where it was a 4-on-2 and it just falls away from them. And they know that. They have to make sure, again, that they just play this in the normal circumstances. And now YDSS just trying everything to clear all the angles, just spamming the boxes. And now it's going to be Live that's able to find that first spot. AG here on the rotates. But look at, they're just getting dominated again. They can't seem to win the frag department. Whoa. It's just BaiSha that's able to do it.
BaiSha are just deathmatching at this point, and they are running through AG. That's the end of map 1. Blink and you'll miss it. A 10-1, and BaiSha have thrown that glove down in front of AG and said, pick that up.
And even just looking on the other side towards B. So very interesting indeed, because you do have ZY that's close on here with the sniper. He's going to be the first one to get the shot off, but he's not able to. 1-2-2-2 is able to get the double entry now, after finally getting Zhao to be able to activate the sniper, but is it a little too late?
It's a bit of a dry hit from BaiSha, really, isn't it? Now Xiao looking for a trade in the middle as well. He's going to end up being the one that will, in fact, actually be traded. This is still winnable for BaiSha if they would have found a couple of quick kills there, but Not going to happen. Almost caught in transition here, but working his way back over to the window. And again, it's going to be an A hit. This time, though, some presence coming through from long with YDSS. Probing a little bit. Smoke down on top of Do. He peeks right into the crosshair of Xiao, and now it's onto ZY, who will have to solo hold the site. Of course, rotation coming through in mid, but BaiSha dropping in from bridge are able to trade that down effectively. 1-2-2-2, though. Inside of that smoke, that's a BL smoke, by the way. Oh, not going to have any success. YDSS just knocks him over. This is great map control for AG, that's for sure. And everything being given to them.
Exactly, and that's the thing that they did very well in the first set, or back in the semifinal, right? That's when they were playing active on the GR side, running around and just getting control. That's what allowed them to get into that 2-0.
See what Nine's going to get up to here as the smoke fades in the middle. If he catches 1-2-2-2, that's a good timing as this hit comes through onto B. That could be a difference maker. Nine actually will end up falling, so they've got to clear out this site comfortably, and they are able to do so. BaiSha, it'll be a 3-on-3. The post plant should be favorable for them. 1-2-2-2 being spotted out, also very low, so has to be careful with his positioning. BaiSha have been given the opportunity to work their way back out of the box room. They'll play the post plant from there. Anything the YDSS can get is a bonus, but he is tucked very deep on the site, and that's actually quite a difficult angle to clear. You have to cross the whole site to clear YDSS's position, and he can just jiggle like this and play safely. Of course, you have to be worrying about crossfire there if you're AG. He actually decides to swing the angle. 1-2-2-2 will shut him down, but time becoming a bit of a factor here. 5-7-7, he's that insurance fund. What a great shot, though, from Shui. Will keep this one in the bag from AG. 2-1. They hold on in that round, and I think BaiSha.
For any All Gamers fans, so maybe the crowd has been able to get him a little bit more excited because now he's even able to find that opening duel. Yeah, he goes down early, but it's an instant trade back, but it's something still.
1-for-1 will be favorable for BaiSha. Splits the defense a little. Xiao's also already got quite an advanced position. Not seeing anything on bridge, so it's going to be a good setup for an A take if and when BaiSha take this long control. Push coming on the bridge. Xiao's got an 8 in hand. That is a very weak death for Xiao. So a lot more work to be done by the rest of the BaiSha lads. The riflers trying to make their way up long. A 1-for-1 thus far, but again, Xiao's freebie in the back of my mind. Wow, may not make a difference. 5-7-7 and 9 have been able to get the job done. It's just Do solo, and it's a case of bringing that C4 and planting it. The round will be well and truly in the favor of BaiSha.
Yeah, and that's the situation where it actually was more favorable for AG, right? They were able to find that opening duel in the cat. Then you were like, okay, look, they can put all their attention onto long. But it's really the fact that 5-7-7, the guy that gets taken out, he was the one that was able to find that double, so now he gets removed. So this leaves the captain here for BaiSha. Now getting tested here for a clutch situation against Do.
Perfect positioning from him, but spotted out by Do. And that is a huge clutch to win for all gamers. Might be time for attack timeout. These guys need to be whipped into shape. This has been anything but clean from BaiSha. They should have probably had another 1 or 2 rounds at least, and can't be affording to let those kinds of rounds slip by the wayside. ZY starting to feel confident. AG feeling good. Double kill comes through. And this map is in danger of going the way of AG, similarly to the way the last one went the way of BaiSha, which is just going to knock the wind out of the sails of BaiSha, that's for sure.
It definitely is. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely onto something here, Altish, because I think that AG they're starting to feel a lot better. That break has allowed them to just recharge and play their game a lot better than we were wondering. And again, this veto is so interesting in the sense that, you know, a strong map for BaiSha going into a strong map for all gamers. And BaiSha haven't really been giving us a good demonstration of what, you know, the deep strat book that we've been talking so much about this entire tournament. But we will definitely see what's going to happen. And, you know, it is BaiSha that does have the timeout. We do have that confirmation. We were pretty confident, but it's good to know. But this is going to be a 4-1, you know, in the hands of AG, being on the GR side. And I'm just curious what N9 is going to have to say to his team and just, again, figure out a way to, you know, turn things around a little bit before it gets out of control. Otherwise, like we said, this best of 5, it turns into the 1-on-1 tie.
Well, like I implied, these two teams generally pretty evenly matched.
Probably couldn't have got a better final, honestly.
No, I mean, look, if I had to choose my ideal final, it was probably BaiSha AG or maybe BaiSha EP.
Yeah.
EP would have been a pretty good final, although what they showed today wasn't quite up to scratch, I guess. All of these guys just need to lock back in, turn back on. I don't think strategically it's necessarily been a bad game from BaiSha. They've been getting plans. They've been finding themselves in, frankly, favorable post plans, actually, a lot of the time. There was the 3v3 on B, which they lost. There was the 2v1 on A that they lost. So it's not as if BaiSha are playing incorrectly. It's just that they're executing on it poorly. This round, obviously, starting poorly. Still onto YDSS, and so BaiSha are just going to try and send it out of the box room. Shui lucky to be alive right here. Flash, I think, keeping him safe as the guys in box room couldn't see him. Nade's going to go through onto the box that ZQ's holding, and he'll be tagged down a little bit, but trying to walk your way into a meat grinder like this one is never going to go well for BaiSha. This feels like a Hail Mary, and that has so far not quite worked out. A couple of trades coming back to make it a little more interesting for BaiSha, but nothing in that one at all.
Yeah, it's just so surprising. Again, like even...
And again, they're going to walk into the crossfire that's been set up here by AG. You've got a bit of a contest over middle with Shui and 1-2-2-2 having a bit of a look. ZQ's in there as well. BaiSha, they just need to hit some shots, win some duels, and they've done just that. A 2-for-1 trade up short is going to work out nicely for them, but Shui quickly bringing it back to a 2-4-2, and there's still a player on the side, but Xiao will dig him out.
Yeah, that's a great kill from Xiao. The fact that he's able to just go for that long control quickly.
Plant denied.
Still lots of time, though. That nade doesn't do too much damage, but Du's trying to, again, just be aggressive.
Yeah, but you can just see that it's not as clean from BaiSha. You know, they don't have that intuitive sense that they did on Ankara. It's a nice kill from Xiao as Du tries to repeat the same angle. Shui! Oh, almost in for the 2v1. He's going to toss that grenade through. It won't actually connect onto Leah, who has a serious advantage now. In this 1v1, he's going to take the fight and lose it. No way! It's just like the shoes on the other foot. Everything that could go wrong for AG went wrong on Ankara, and now you can say the same thing for BaiSha. There's now been 3 rounds on this side. Yeah, the BO5 speedrun, apparently. BaiSha are going to give it a crack into the box room again. Early nade would indicate that AG are aware of the possibility. Here come the flashes. In fact, it's not the box room, it's actually the B site. They're going to go charging their way out. 577 with a very important couple of openers, but still the frags coming through for AG. YDSS will start to seal the deal with that 3rd kill for BaiSha. 2 remaining defenders of AG. Somewhat locked out of the site now by Util. Should allow a plan to go down, but BaiSha are not rushing it. Do get YDSS across, and they are getting that plant down. ZY catches him on the plant, but trades are good. BaiSha have at least a 2nd.
Leah now waiting things out. A double player commit from AG on the catwalk. They're close on by. And BaiSha, do they split this off? And the trade is instant. ZY is able to find that first duel, though, but it is going to pan out nicely for the BL side for the time being.
The AG fans tense, watching along. They don't want to see a 3rd one here for BaiSha, because that would just give them a little bit of an inroad back here into Black Widow that they can start to think about maybe making some magic happen. Well, 1-for-1 there. Not hugely favoring either team. I am a bit concerned about this recontest into mid from AG if it does come. 1-2-2-2. Close by the doors. Swinging. Somehow getting too unreasonable again for AG. Everything just going their way. And you've also got that push coming out from Shui on short. YDSS with the C4s trying to make his way back across. He's going to be contested on the way. So not able to find the trade. We're back to 2-on-2. This is just so back and forth.
It really is. Just feels like a little bit of a ping pong match in this some retrospect. And now, but if he gets moving the way he is, oh, this could be a problem. This is becoming an AG sandwich.
Going to try again and go as that plan occurs. That happens so many times. 9 has just completely neglected the possibility that ZQ's behind him. There'll be another round for AG. So many mishaps for BaiSha in this half.
Kind of just turns into a BO3 essentially, right? It's just like a fresh restart. We'll have to wait and see. A 7-2 first half has been done. Now things are switched over. And it's trades back and forth we go. And
we have Leah and 577 here to try to defend for BaiSha. And it's a good line for Leah to be on. As long as he gets his timing right. He doesn't want to peek in after that space has already been taken by BaiSha. It's in fact going to come down to 577 opening the account. Leah finding a trade in there as well. But it is back to 2-on-2 as AG swarm their way through, and Shui with the C4 decides to do something absolutely mad. He jumps through the window right onto Nine's head. Now Xiao has spotted out Du. Both these GR players are isolated, so the solo duels can be taken, but BaiSha will win this one at least.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that was a miscommunication or that was just, you know, the call in the mid-round and a split set. Might be able to get through the other. I definitely agree with you. Like, this shouldn't, AG should not be in the position of panic. This definitely is not a scoreline where you're like, okay, hang on.
Well, I mean, it's both sides really. Like, still a bit of work to do here for AG. Leah, though, missing that shot. That's going to be crucial. YDSS still trying to jump up onto the box. It's fantastic work again from 577. And Du is just definitely not expecting YDSS there. After the way that 577 was playing, he goes charging out in the box room and loses his life. So overall, a favorable enough exchange for BaiSha as they get one more courtesy of Xiao. Now AG may be starting to get a little bit worried that this retake or return or this comeback, I guess, can happen. Maybe ZQ can conjure a bit of magic here. He's seen the head of YDSS. He's going to try and make it happen, but he's going to put himself in a crossfire that he's unaware of. So 7-4, BaiSha. 2 on the trot here, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, and this could be the round that AG have been looking for, the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's been a decent defense so far from BaiSha, but all it is that's required is one round to start to get that momentum back for AG. And the setup of this round is looking really good for them. Free A site. Nice job from AG. Nice shot from Leah again. That could have been 4v4 for the retake, but not the case. BaiSha have to start making their way across all the meanwhile being wary of middle. Bit of spam in there from Nine, showing his experience. Easy kill onto Shui. Back onto 4v4, but time ticking away. Shots need to be hit by BaiSha on the way through. 1-for-1 from the 2 snipers, but 577 and Leah have some space with that smoke. CY low, scared, sitting underneath that window. The shot's coming through. It's CQ to try and hold on. Solo, he drops back down. Time a factor. No way! YDSS can't get it done. 8-4. AG will hold on. It does look like an A finish here with the progression up long from 1-2-2-2. He's going to keep all those defenders honest over on B with the util that he's going to toss in here. Smoke and a flash. Should mean that the rotation does not come through, but AG actually going to call to go back over to B, and then Du gets picked. So this round's starting to get a bit awkward.
Yeah, I don't love how, again, AG are not really trying to, again, progress through the map. They're really just taking a lot of time and being stuck in the mud a little bit. And kind of giving an opportunity here for BaiSha to be able to find some of these duels. Now they're starting to get things activated a little bit better. Within, what, few seconds, we see them just load the kill feed. Zhao does actually deny the plant, but now it's all down to him here for the 1-on-3. This should be over. Should be over. Okay, it will be.
I was about to say winnable for Xiao.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it before. Really non-competitive. BaiSha are going to try something a bit different. They go quickly out of B and try and take that fight to AG. Already having lost 577, who's been somewhat of a standout. 9 should be traded down here. Lucky to be alive at the moment. 1-2-2-2. Sticking around for the fight, and Xiao is also here. Trying to reinforce this. Feels like a bit of an overstretch, an overreach from 1-2-2-2, but he'll survive. But similarly, they don't want to make a mistake and have this linger on any further. It's going to be a long BO5. There's a lot of work to be done today. ZY is going to drop. IDSS got to be getting traded down right here. 1-2-2-2. He's able to get 9. They still know that they've kind of got YDSS trapped here. And Leah's going to work his way out of the box room just to reinforce that position. Shui did not want to peak. He's the one holding the bomb, so he kind of has to leave the rest of this job up to his teammates, and wisely done from him. It's going to put AG in a stable position here, but only 20 seconds left to work with, and Leah tucked on the side.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's not exactly the angle that you're going to check, especially with the rotation coming across. AG have to be perfect. Xiao in the window. They're not checking the angle. Shui, luckily, gets it done in time, and Xiao will try to deny the bomb plan, but can't. That is that. 10 and 4, and all gamers will secure map 2. So we are at least going to go to map 4 here in the BO5. It wasn't quite as clean as the win that BaiSha was able to get, but you'll take it. Out here from AG to start off their defensive side.
Yeah, they have no idea. I don't think they have any clue on this. I mean, really, if we saw that it was Shui, I was going to say he needed to be the guy to kind of make some noise. He had to make that distraction a little bit.
Wait, what is this? Nine's just gone around the corner with a nade in hand. That is craziness from him. Shui's found a double do in there as well to make a bit of magic happen, and Leah's going to fall. It's a fantastic start for AG. BaiSha, yeah, a little bit of sleep at the wheel in this round.
Yeah, it really was. It felt like, I got a little bit nervous in the sense that they allowed, player like 1-2-2-2 to be able to push into deep side, into mid like that. It felt like they were able to, make a quick reaction onto it. But then again, like you said, Jue able to put himself in just going to try to see if AG make a bit of a mistake on this and over peak it, and he can take full advantage of that situation. But they are not moving a muscle. They're going to allow him to go for the plant. But how do they react to this? How do they want to play this together? They do have a nade in the hand of ZQ if they want. Oh, he's got that intel now.
Yep.
Oh, he knows both are there.
He's seen both of them. Going to eat some damage off of that grenade. Needs a quick scope right here. Do not going to give him that chance. Xiao trying to find the space that he can, but not going to be given over to him. And AG maintain the momentum from map 2.
They did not. They got 10-3'd by Stallions. Like, they did not have any success on it. They got just dumpstered on it, really. So we talked a lot about Stallions were able to accomplish here for EWC, making that top 4 statement, but that's got to feel good for a team like BaiSha that might are trying to do some anti-stratting, but I don't even know, but 1-2-2 can only get this 1 kill, and now the rifles are starting to make a bit more of a dueling factor, and now Zhao by himself on the 1-on-4, and surely they don't feed him here. They're trying to overwhelm him. Oh, this is awkward. This is bad.
You shouldn't be allowed to get away with that one. ZY caught on the reload. C4 has been dropped though, so Xiao still got a lot of work to do to try and catch that one up. I don't know if he knows that ZQ's here, but ZQ certainly knows he is.
I guess not. I thought he would have spotted his leg. I mean, it was really close, but yeah, like you said, as soon as he kind of turned away, I'm like, well, I guess not, but
much AG being bad as they doing pretty well for themselves here. Of course, that's probably exposed to them a couple of the things that need to be fixed, and those have been discussed, and we're in the grand final. Will not be a concern against BaiSha. There's another good opener from Du, who is having a map. That's a nice double from him. Goes for a little bit more. Might have been a little bit overzealous, and now a couple of individual aim duels being given back over to BaiSha that I'm going to take the control of this round away from the hands of AG. After such a stable start, to see it go this way is a little bit disappointing. I think AG could have been cleaner there. Dude doesn't need to keep on fighting.
Yeah, and it's a tough one. I think I would agree with you, but I can understand from Dude's perspective that he's like, look, he gets a double kill, he's feeling it, he thinks he's flowing,
but that's where the discipline
exactly
is really important in a grand final like this, because look at how quickly this round just slips back away. This was a 5-on-3, and
it's now turned in favor for BaiSha, which really it shouldn't have. And now ZQ has to put up a pretty gigantic feat here, where he has to get the clutch. Good reposition he's going to get on this, but no utility. It's all a gunfight. He might not know he's here. He might have been able to get some decent timing on this.
It was pretty quick.
He got the laces going. They're grouped up together.
Yeah, they're just going to play for the trade, which is not a bad shout at all, but both YDSS and Xiao are low, so this is doable for ZQ.
Wait, did he spot him?
I don't know if anyone's seen anybody just yet. Now ZQ's been spotted out. USP in hand. It won't matter. YDSS will finish him off.
That does raise an eyebrow. I'm thinking if he wants to kind of commit to this peak, he looks like he's kind of jiggling for it. And he does get the better of it, so he bests Zhao. I was just thinking it was a matter of time before he went down. So now this gives AG the man advantage they want. They haven't been traded out yet.
They're going to continue to try to push the issue down long. I do like that proactivity from AG on the GR side, but it needs to be restrained. EQ fighting solo over on the B long side of things, and Leah able to get 1-2-2-2, which means Shui is in a bit of a spot of bother, has to fight his way out of trouble and can't quite manage that. Lot of damage done though.
Yeah, they're
to the BaiSha members. I mean, look at all three of them super tagged up. Do here with the pistol in hand. He'll get a freebie. And ZY in there as well for another. They know where 9 is. He was last spotted by Do. C4 out in no man's land. So 9 hoping for an opportunity. Not quite going to get one just yet. And the forces of AG encircling him will finish it off comfortably.
That was a lot of the conversation at the desk. It's just saying, you know, Do is always somebody that we talked about that is so scary as a sniper. And now he's starting to play back to that championship level form that we talked about years and years ago. Now in 9, maybe he's going to be able to catch this timing. Yes, he will. So now they slip through this. AG now, a little bit of a scramble here on the defense. Some nice aggression from M9. This is classic M9. He loves to just get in the face and try to get the timing off guard, and is working nicely.
Yep, smoked off as well. AG aren't really going to be able to do anything about this B take at all. Eating some grenades as well. ZQ's down to a sliver of HP. Way tagged up. 1 for 2. AG actually starting to make this happen. It's an aggressive retake attempt before the bomb plan's even gone down, but they put Do in a winnable position. 1 on 2, can't catch Xiao. So it goes back and forth a little more so here on Eagle-Eye.
This almost like kind of one-man army in some retrospect, right? I mean, some players are definitely contributing, but he's sitting at a 7-2, and I feel like a lot of these kills he's been able to find in this game, they've been very impactful. N9 again, look what he's able to do. He might be able to find the timing. He just runs on in. He doesn't even care at all. They don't want to play disciplined anymore. They want to be off the chain.
I think that is sometimes when BaiSha does their best work, when they are playing confidently and on the front foot. That proactivity working out for BaiSha a couple of rounds in a row. All right, AG need the riflers to step up. Do can find the pick. He can't hold down a sight on his own. See why. Giving them a chance back in. What a shot. ZQ saved. 2 on 2. May well be doable here for AG now. They need this to maintain control of the map, and they are slowly but surely getting there. ZY now tasked with the 1v1, will miss the shot, and N9 finishes it off for BaiSha. So a much, much closer affair here on Eagle-Eye, as I sort of expected and alluded to. Once we get a little bit deeper into the map pool,
really get the right idea. Can they pass the sniff test of this? Are they going to know that he's close on to this? Oh man, he gets taken out, and BaiSha, they actually pan on top in this situation.
Yeah, a little bit messy, but get the job done in the end. Do with a forward hold here. IDSS was not prepared for that one at all. This is quite a chaotic map thus far. I think BaiSha really throwing a fox among the hen house, and AG kind of trying to do the same, trying to fight fire with fire. They are playing a pretty unorthodox round here as well. These forward fights are working out though. And 577, despite having taken so much map control and territory, can't really do anything with it because he doesn't have the C4. He's going to be given it. Oh, he's going to go have a look. Mid doesn't see anybody, no one there.
Yeah, he's just kind of, again, investigating a little bit here, but I don't love this setup from AG, though, because they are a little bit spread thin. I mean, you're kind of committing one player on each site, having one just kind of extending a little bit. Like Do right now, you can see he's all the way pushed up. So this isn't that great because they don't have any info. Now, if ZQ joins Do, that's different to me, because then you can kind of clear things off and go the path together, do some exploration that way. But 577, he's got a lot of footing here by himself. Oh. And that's a free site. It's a free plant.
Yeah, it's very doable here. I'm not such a fan of the way that AG have played this one. You could have just grouped up and held the C4. They have given him opportunities, and they don't matter.
Yeah. But it's true, though. I mean, really, when you're kind of basing it, like, it feels like AG could have, I think, played that a little bit better. But, I mean, thankfully, Do, once again. And off to new adventures they go. Oh, look at this commitment from AG. They have put 4 players at that B site. If BaiSha go now, they might have a chance, but that rotate's coming in quick.
Even if they would have gone there, so stellar on this map, you can't imagine he's going to let them in for free. That shot, though, will miss, and some space being taken by BaiSha. They're actually going to go back and forth around the map. Du's finished off by 9, who is still going to be looking for more alongside 577. The X Factor will be 1-2-2-2. He's around behind, and he's got himself a freebie. ZQ still managing to hold on to the site as well. There is still a way forward for all gamers in this round. 1-2-2-2 needs to really pick his timing well, and he needs to get involved to help ZQ out, or maybe ZQ can get it done himself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gonna have to.
Yeah, and now 1-2-2, like, there was a lot of, needing him to go for the flank and hurrying things up, and now this is where AG.AL does have an opportunity with the time remaining. Go anywhere he wants. He can't wait too long. He does have to make that decision. ZQ is going to commit to this. He's going to hold his ground. He's not going to let go of it. He's going to risk this one. It's a 50-50 chance on this. AG.AL has actually been able to creep through. Does ZQ get the read? They spot each other, surely.
Yeah, 100% they've spotted each other with 20 seconds left here. BaiSha has no option but to commit to the A site and the A fight, and that's going to work out. AG.AL gets it done. Big clutch.
That's a gigantic clutch. I'm never a big fan of teams that kind of just wait things out, because you're not being active. You're not really clearing things out. You're really just kind of clustering in on this, and now at 9, it doesn't even matter. When you get this guy a rifle, he's able to just clear things up on his own. And now AG on a retake scenario, you have someone like Zhui that's coming in from all the way in the back lines. And he's often going to go for a sprint here. He can't wait. He has to go. He needs to get there quick.
Yeah, AG might have needed to have been a little bit more active earlier on in the piece. This is going to be too little too late. He may get the freebie onto Xiao, who thinks he's cleared out behind him. But unless those two players retaking the site do work, well, then it won't matter. But, of course, as you can see, the kills are coming through for AG. Du gets a double. Zhui's in there as well. Now it's onto Leah trying to hold solo. But, in fact, again, maybe Zhui just a little bit too little too late. He pulls out the peak from Leah, who doesn't quite hang on long enough. The defuse is going to come through. AG are going to win the round.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. But it's a lot of money.
That'll be $40,000 a clutch if there's 10 clutches.
Okay, well, there you go. That's quick math here for Elfish guy. Not bad at all. This round is... This is just weird. This is just...
It is a little bit. It's a little bit chaotic, the positions that have been taken. AG, though, not going to be too disappointed with the fact that they have control of the B-bomb site right now, and they've managed to find the equalizing, in fact, favoring frags now with YDSS and 577. Tasked with a clutch. He gets his timing right. Yeah, gets the
triple
freebie into the side of YDSS, and is going to put AG with their noses pretty significantly in front. More significantly than what we've seen so far throughout this map. If they get a 2-round lead, that's about as good as it's been. And that'll instantly mean attack timeout from BaiSha. So first round in the half.
Oh, you sneaky devil, you. And now he's been able to find himself in a prime spot.
I find it so ironic that the sign there says win $50 when they're playing for $750,000.
Yeah, let's multiply that by a lot.
Becomes 9. Cheeky little push from him. You did say earlier he likes to get involved, and he does. That's certainly true, but he's going to have to do a bit more as the A side is starting to crumble. BaiSha's defense not good enough this time. They got the opener from 9, but they just could not hold the other side of the map.
Yeah, it just feels like, as soon as they got that opening duel, that they felt like BaiSha was like, okay, this is where we go, this is where we do something, but AG just held their composure. They didn't really get too reactive on that. So them holding their positions allowed them to be in this great position of the 3-on-1, make it down to the 2v1, but now YDSS, a retake needed here for the A site. No more utility, he has nothing to work with except for the M4, or the M14. Now, warning shots here for Du. Du just going to hold the tight angle. And man, this guy with the USP, you name a better combo?
Xiao's had a lot. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that the snipers would be the ones that are having to pivot over to their sidearm in a lot of cases, but it is such a powerful weapon. And it's just so good. A lot of players have been utilizing it well. Again, another opener for AG. This is starting to get a bit out of control for BaiSha. 9, again, taking matters into his own hands. I think he needs to press forward. He needs to continue to try and find these fights, and he does well to get 2. He's got to look at the rest of his team now to pick the scraps up in this round. You know, it can't just be 9.
And the fact that these guys have, you know, sitting at 5 apiece, it really does make a difference. And that is the one thing about N9 that is so exciting, like him being an IGL and a veteran and a massive champion, is that it doesn't really matter. He's going to play every single position. He's going to be the one that just still goes for all these big gunfights. And he does it well. Like, it's not even like he's just sacrificing himself. There's always a big probability he's going to be able to win it. See if that's even the case here for BaiSha now.
3-2. Very quickly goes back the way of AG. So just as you get a little bit of hope for BaiSha, it is ripped away from them unless Leo can do something pretty impressive here. He's got to work his way through the smoke. 1-2-2-2. What has he got? That was crazy. I'm at a loss, but it's worked out.
I'm with you. I'm very much with you. I was
just full sent it into a smoke.
I know. My jaw was hitting the floor. I was like, what are we doing? Thankfully, ZQ in that position, you can see it right there in the replay. Just good reaction, but boy, oh boy.
Oi, Du's just got no idea that 9's going to play aggressive in this round, and I think now AG's getting that info, going to have to start to set themselves up like a turret. Jue will catch 5-7-7, but 9 is going to continue to press forward. He's got quite a lot of space here in middle.
With the cluster of players in the site. Oh, it's going to be the right read, though.
It is, but they still need to hit their shots, and that has been a bit of a problem for them throughout this map so far. AG have just been better. YDSS up close behind the smoke. He's not going to get anything. I don't know how both 9 and YDSS go down essentially for free there, but they do. And it's now a 1-on-3 for Xiao, who was isolated away in middle, just holding down the flank. Now he's got a big responsibility on his shoulders, trying to stave off map point. Won't quite be series point, of course, yet, because there's another map to play regardless, but this map has not gone well for BaiSha, and the momentum certainly, I don't know, maybe seen something, maybe someone else on the A side of the map called the rotation in, because there wasn't really much there that would indicate that AG should cancel that B hit. Yeah, they have, and it seems like it's going to work out. ZY, this time with an opener. Leah holding strong for the shot through the smoke, but again, you just look at the kill feed and it lights up in the favor of AG. That is that in the blink of an eye. Again, another round goes their way. 10-4 on map number 3. The scoreline now 2-1, and AG make sure that no one from BaiSha can back off into that safe space. Find out what the option of choice is going to end up being here for AG as they go pushing their way into mid. Clear out towards GR side, flash through there as well over towards B to try to draw the rotate, and they've been successful. This has been an awesome take from AG. That works out perfectly. ZY gets the one entry that they need. The rest of BaiSha have been pulled away by the util and now have to try to retake the site 5-on-4, and that is never going to be an easy task. 5-7-7 battling his way forward, some damage being done. Do and ZQ both falling, and in fact the exchange is favorable for BaiSha. Jue on the forward line needs to get a quick kill in here. Maybe ZY can do it, but it doesn't look like he's in a position of any real agency. In fact, he decides he's going to jump up and take the fight himself, but 5-7-7 will secure it. And AG will be disappointed with how that round has played out. They had all the eggs in the basket. He'll be next on the list.
Yeah, I definitely would be in favor if this map was able to get a little bit of a rework. Some little modifications to mix things up just a little bit more. We'll see. Never know. AG now. Ooh, YDSS. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, is he going to jiggle it or is he going to commit? And he does commit, so.
Gets deleted by Do. AG not going to commit to the A side off the back of that, though. He has been tagged down as well by 1-2-2-2-2. The grenade's not quite going to go deep enough. With 45 seconds left on the clock, AG are not really showing much of an indication as to where they want to end up here. Are going to smoke off 9. It's going to be another mid push. But, you know, you could go A or B here, really. Kind of depends on where the entries get hit. So I think AG, again, are going to just call that in the mid round, depending on what's working or what's not. There is a creep forward from 1-2-2-2 over towards B. He's had some success over there, but the commitment is toward A, and 9 making the difference here until Do arrives, but he can't get 5-7-7. And now 1-2-2-2 has to just go scurrying over towards A and see if he can try to find 5-7-7, but you're right. He will not have any impact as 577 escapes and survives. And here for BaiSha.
Not to take anything away from the rest of the squad here for BaiSha, but definitely those guys stick out to me. But now AG back to mid control, just getting overwhelmed with utility, and I can see why. Like his screen is white, like he doesn't know where to go right now.
Yeah, I can't see a damn thing. AG going to work their way into GR spawn and try and find the entries that they need, but those are feeling few and far between here. YDSS and 9 too strong in this round so far. Leah will be overwhelmed on B. The C4's been left in GR spawn, and that is enough of a cause for concern for the AG coach to call for the tack timeout here, I imagine. And this round not done and dusted just yet, but it's more than likely going to go the way of BaiSha. ZQ down. That is 3-0, and it's time for AG to have a chat.
IDSS though, he's by himself. Like I don't love this now. Like this is where 577 should be here, and he joins back with his teammate.
Yeah. IDSS though apparently doesn't need any help because it's just CY that gets sent out in the mid, which is really surprising. I think if you're gonna send someone out window, you probably need to have another player or two go with him. ZQ does a good job of wrangling back a kill there. That's a bit of a freebie to give up for YDSS. Now 9 looking for the fight over towards B. It's a very messy round from AG, all over the place. They're just taking individual duels. I don't like that at all. If that's what you're going to come up with after the tag timeout, I think that their BL side is going to leave a lot to be desired. Dway, luckily, will win his fight, and they need a couple more of those to go their way if they want to win this round. C4 was spotted.
Yeah, there's only 33 seconds too, so they can't mess around anymore.
Still go B here. AG.
Well, they got to go now.
Dway's been able to get that bomb back out. The smoke's up here. 9 looking for it, but won't see anybody on that cross. BaiSha, though, preempting this move. 577 will be flashed out. Leah has to go ducking back as well. And all 3 AG players make it into B.
Yeah, that flash honestly just was a saving grace here for AG. That allowed them to get the kill, but now can they get the post plant? BaiSha are just going to go through these waters, and now it's just down to the 1v1, and it's N9, and puts up a 4-0.
What did I say about N9 on this map?
Yeah, I know, you did.
He's 4 rounds in, he's 7-2, he's on his way to a 20 bomb, there's no doubt about that. Now starting to dump their util into middle. Similar kind of approach, it'll be a B split this time though. 9 spotting that out, just going to back off, leave the rest of that job over to Leah. Flashes in through mid into GR spawn. Is it a fake out? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. 577 going to clean up all 3 as they try to work their way into GR spawn, and that was the C4 drop. So even if the rest of this entry works for AG, they are not going to have enough time to win this round. And 1-2-2-2. We'll just take the opportunity to have another 10 or 15 seconds of chatting. Everybody knows AG needs it.
Yeah, they really do. This is not a good sight to see right now. Like I thought that AG, like they were gonna.
The start is now BaiSha are taking that opportunity and they are running with it.
They really are. And I mean, and I know like this is a very poor BL side, you know, statistically for AG, but I just didn't think it'd be a 5-0 kind of a circumstance. But this so far has looked like a better round. But now Leah's been able to find it, and Zhao's right there to join him. The snipers singing a great lullaby. But they haven't been put to sleep yet.
ZQ, nice kill onto Xiao. Very important to be able to grab that C4 back, but 9 has a fast flank. ZQ not expecting that one, though. Jump spot, we'll give it away. What a shot onto
Can't
Doom.
believe it.
How is 9 able to do it once again? Well, now it's onto the veteran of ZQ. See if he can give the first round over to AG. Has now been spotted out. Quick kill onto Leah. And he maintains most of his HP.
Nine's low.
The 2 of the most experienced players in the game on either side of this clutch, and 9 is taking it slowly. He's trying to fake ZQ out, make him think he's on the flank. ZQ certainly is thinking about that as a possibility as 9 takes the opportunity to creep his way in onto A, but he has completely lost ZQ, and he has completely lost this round. It'll be the first one on the board for AG, unless ZQ, I don't know, somehow monstrously throws that round. I think it would be impossible.
I think it was.
Continue to work hard throughout the rest of this half, maybe get up to 3. Be a stable platform for them to work with. Flashes going everywhere at the moment from AG. They're trying to indicate that they're going B. In fact, they're going A. 577 only got to be good for 1. Xiao, nice quick jump up, gets himself 1 more, nearly loses his life, but holds on to maintain the player advantage. Do on the flank somehow, as pulled one back. This is just a mess all over the place. It's a 2-on-3 post plant, 1-2-2-2 though. The forward smoke trying to play around that one. Was spotted out by YDSS and loses some of his important HP.
I like that he was trying to use that little bit of a more of a lurky smoke, and he was trying to hug that right wall. But like you said, now he had to play more of a passive setup. They're getting tenderized here. They're getting caught with a lot of damage. They've taken some bruises. Now ZQ gets spotted, him and M9, and this time it's going to be Zhao that's going to be able to find that two-piece.
Nothing in that one again for AG. And seems like we are destined for a 5th map.
A lot of second guessing. Like, you know, the thing I'm just so surprised about is not even clearing for generator control. Like, they don't entertain it. Like, they're kind of just on the outside. They're like, you know what, I don't want to go to this party. I want to go see 577 instead. And now that might be the wrong party, but now maybe not. They've been able to pay the bouncer and they get themselves in the door.
It goes back and forth, doesn't it? AG kind of going back to basics, just deciding to hit the A site with pace and brutality and trade down, and it's worked out for now. Take is still a conversation for Leah and YDSS, though they'll try and get out the smoke here. They're not going to be allowed to. It has been re-smoked by AG, so YDSS is going to have to go through it. Time is coming into play. There's a flash for Leah to try and set him up, but it's YDSS that actually claims first blood. Oh, the spam through onto 1-2-2-2, and he knows exactly where Do is. It's not going to be enough. AG with another.
I love that from Do. Honestly, the fact that the timer was quite low.
I can just see him kind of chattering away there in the player box. Usually that means he's seen something that he's trying to communicate, and there is a bit of a rotate coming through. ZY with the contact play onto A. That's worked out perfectly. They just need to dislodge 577. It should be a formality, and it is, but 9 somehow gets himself 2. Again, the goat of compound still having an impact, but this time maybe not enough. AG lining up for their 3rd.
Yeah, they got the man advantage, so this is where they just need to be able to get this thing done, and they can get it to 6-3. It's still the advantage for BaiSha, but at least it's something to work off into the second half. And Shui, oh, it's a labored spray, but it works. And now Lee is trying everything in his abilities, but he just can't seem to do it. So that will put a 6-3 for the first half. Still here for BaiSha, but AG. It feels a bit risky considering there's a nice 3-round, a little bit of a buffer here for BaiSha. BaiSha stuck right in the middle. They've hit the trap card, and now they're going to try to break free out of this if they can. Run into 1-2-2-2, and ZY and him together are able to find themselves that double. 1-2-2-2 again finds that 2nd kill.
Yeah, and instantly the game has changed. Comfortable on the GR side here, AG. They're looking for their 4th in a row. Bit of a drought building here for BaiSha, and of course they are creatures of the water, so running out of water will be a bit of a problem for the Sharks. It is Zhao solo here in a 1v3. He doesn't have a lot of HP to play with, and he's got Do on the flank, so that'll be that. AG get themselves 4. BaiSha starting to mount for BaiSha.
Now they've been able to make it across here, so BaiSha, actually this 2-3 split is nice because pulls Zhao, and I believe that's going to be 577. They might be able to find it. That's a good opener. Yeah, look at this. They get caught. This is not good at all. Oh man, hang on, all gamers. They've been able to play some mind games, and Do's able to find himself this double kill. This might be just enough, and 577, 5 HP. Despite with him in the bomb, it doesn't even matter. A favorable situation.
Very similar approach this time around from BaiSha, but the protocols are there from AG on the rotate. The side defense went a little better as well. That was, I would imagine, how AG envisioned the previous round going as well, but they claw one more back. It's 7-5 now. They want to seem like they keep some degree of interest in the B site. So, a bit of a mishap there from 1-2-2-2, who just goes strafing out onto the line that Leah has been allowed to set up on.
But can they execute the game plan? You have a player that is wounded, a player that is very low, less than 20 HP. He's the one that's going to be anchoring this B site. This could be a lot. He misses the first shot. That's not good. That allows an opening, but he does get redemption twice. He's been able to do something at least, but now his teammates about to make a connection. Zway does get it with the last moment, but it's all just out to ZQ by himself. He's pushing fast, ferocious, and fearless, but no, it's going to be Leah that does better.
Oh, that round was madness. That was crazy. ZY almost does enough to keep it alive there for AG. 1-2-2-2 cannot afford to be getting picked for free here, which is what happened last round. You saw how close that last round was. An extra body for AG probably wins it for them. Does have ZY here to trade him if he does go down. That's a 1-for-1. ZY close behind the doors, unexpected. We'll be able to double down. ZY really is being the difference maker right now on this GR side for all gamers.
It's the bomb. Yeah, that's just big. Holding the tightest angle too. Now AG.AL does finally put him to rest. A 1-on-4. But this is a little scary for me.
It's losable. It's definitely losable. I mean, if Do goes down, then all bets are off.
Do has to stay alive.
He's been patient, really patient there from Do.
Good discipline.
So here's Xiao on his way past, and so he's going to continue with this flank. Players in mid are not going to peek Xiao, so he will be allowed across mid. But you can kind of see that BaiSha have this net around him. Or AG rather have this net around him. And he's kind of walked into the trap. They've got all the information from that flank, and so nothing to be done there for Xiao as 6 goes up for AG. Still 2 the deficit. And this time, ZY not there to back up 1-2-2-2, who has been having a bit of a difficult time. See if he can hold it down this time. Just jump spotting. He spotted out Leah's going to tuck himself behind the box. That gives time for ZY to come across. They're going to have to fight him together. ZY, where's the swing? Maybe it's not required. In fact, it is. It's 2 from both. And 1-2-2-2 will finish it off with a third. That was such beautiful patience from all gamers, and they close the gap to 1.
Oh my goodness. And this is exactly, you know, we talked about 1-2-2-2, what he's been able to do, and what a way to come alive into this.
Has been given a lot of responsibility over towards pillars, essentially kind of solo holding that area of the map. There's a lot of forces from AG over on A. ZY waiting for the peek into GR spawn is going to be greeted with a grenade. Here comes the offensive onto A. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Zhui does a good job onto Xiao, but the rest of the hit coming into A might prove to be a little bit too much.
Oh, no.
BaiSha getting all the entries that they needed. AG had the numbers there. They had the players. They just crumbled.
They just couldn't make a shot. You could just see so many whiffs and just, again, just not able to land any connections at all. And now 1-2-2-2, like, I was thinking maybe a moment where you can go beast mode, not at all. Are they going to use Leah to be able to, a distraction maybe before they go for it? I don't know. This doesn't feel like likely. It's just this round is, I don't understand it.
Both teams just dumping util. Seems like on a whim. ZY, though, for the double again, continues to try to be the hero here for AG. And it's resulted in a 4-on-2. I mean, a lot of these kills just happening off screen, and not really too much to say about it, but BaiSha need a miracle from 577 and Xiao to win this round. Xiao has that C4 in hand. 577 is actually getting quite deep out onto the A side.
Great trade.
Does need to be traded back down, and Xiao in with a chance here. That's a little bit lackluster on the A hold from AG, but they do still have ZY and 1-2-2-2 to try and close it out. Now, they are isolating themselves into 2 1v1s. ZY has spotted Xiao out. I'm a little bit scared that if Xiao gets a bit of space, he could make some magic happen. It won't happen this time around. AG will take it to 8. And they may well still take it. Was A long. Do set up there alone. Bit of a one-and-done position for him, especially as a sniper. He doesn't have anyone here to back him up. If he misses the shot, he's dead. He doesn't. But he's still going to have to try and fight his way out of trouble here. I mean, it's just not really the gun that you want. Rifle could have been a little bit more useful. A bit more flexible, certainly. Thank God he's hit the shot as far as AG is concerned. If he doesn't hit that shot, that position looks ludicrous.
Exactly. And look, I mean, this is where we're kind of seeing, you know, he's putting himself in these positions where all the way to this point, he's just been instrumental. He's the one that's been able to find a lot of influence in the game, but it's a little bit more of a slow approach from him, but at least when he can get that kill, that's something. And now, ZY again, man, he's able to find this double. How does this happen?
You can see why he's put in such a pivotal position. Here comes Xiao.
No way!
For 2. He's got it. He's got the double. Leah, will he chance the plant? 1-2-2-2 has now been spotted out. Leah almost taken down. Shao here to back him up. 1-2-2-2 trying to hold on for AG. It's looking like map number 3. Timer factor certainly, but it's not going to be enough. And BaiSha will push it through to a 5th.
BaiSha just able to get themselves out of the hole. They were able to get themselves dug up, and now
many a time seen Do and ZY taking that double sniper setup into this map. Typically it will be ZY here over toward B, but he's actually holding mid this time. So 2 riflers for the B hold, and 1-2-2 and ZQ just going to play for the retake here. Happy to let BaiSha out initially, and that's kind of gone wrong for them. The exchange is favorable for the Sharks as Shui tries to get ahead of the retake, and that has blown up in his face, and we've got that bomb plant going down. Do in a 1v3, you highlighted him having to be impactful. Well, this would certainly be a pretty impactful way to win the opening round. A 1v3, that's a quick shot, doesn't quite land it. Onto Shao though, and BaiSha.
One of the things that, you know, I loved about watching them so far in this tournament, like I said, is the fact that when they're moving around the map and when they're able to just kind of, you know, keep their constant pressure onto the site here, that's when it's been good. But at 9, like I talked about, now he's the one that wants to be able to find the openings. And now you can see the BaiSha, they got the 3 alive, and 577, and Zhao now able to maybe seal the deal. But how does he do it? Best USP player, I'm telling you.
They've lined up for him, and they've given him the round. Yeah, have a look at those smokes on the A side. I mean, you've got to commit to this. If you're going to throw that many smokes, you really do have to use them.
Yeah.
That's your entire contingent of util pretty much expended. Nade up over the top. Busy BaiSha making no secret of what they're doing in this round, and so the rotators come across from AG. Shui happily taking that double kill before eventually being brought down to heal, and it needs to come down to these refrags from BaiSha. They were not concerned. They didn't feel the pressure even after losing those opening 2 players because they had faith in those refrags, and now they have themselves a 3-on-2 lead, but they still don't quite have the control of the site that they want to be able to get that plant down. The C4 in Leah's hands, forward on ground floor. They need another kill and they get it. That's going to start to stabilize things. There is a trade back from 1-2-2-2, but it gives away the information as to where this last remaining player is. Shao swings alone. YDSS goes after him, and the macro falling apart. AG get themselves a second.
Look at how excited they are. They know that they have an opportunity to win this as well. They were in a prime position to have that round in their hands, but again, somebody like 1-2-2-2 that's able to, again, just put up these multi-kills. Now the duel of N9 be able to find this entry once more. A lot of thought process on it. Now it looks like that is going to be the plan of attack. The last just under 50 seconds remaining. They're going to swing into this. Perfect pop flash here from AG though. That might buy them some time, a reposition from all the defensive players. He gets a nice little bit of a dueling frag into middle. Do they clear this player in Big Pit? It is 1-2-2-2, and now 577. He does get the best of it. But look at how fast that AG just pounced on it.
Shao alone. If he can do something with the USP, not quite. Apparently Do is just better. AG have another.
This grand final, it barks and it bites. And now BaiSha once again, full execute into this site.
Yeah, this will be one of those grand finals that we're going to be talking about in the future come CFS 2025 at some point. There'll be a conversation between BaiSha and AG, and this one will be a big discussion point. He's over the top onto the A side. Don't really do too much to unseat Do, but of course he can't see a damn thing. There's smokes everywhere. A lot of this falls onto the shoulders of Shui, and this time he can't find that double that he was able to get earlier on in the piece. So BaiSha, their A offenses have been looking a little better than the B hits. This time though, starting to swing back in the other direction as quick couple of frags come through. And Shao is left alone. The pause will come through. BaiSha desperately need it. And
I do kind of wonder that because you like the gadget he's holding in the hand, like it's quite big. So I don't know if there's like a button to like spam for it, but nonetheless, AG, a big catapult start here. I kind of stop them in their tracks a little bit here.
Yeah, happy to play again for the retake here, AG. 7-7 with a misthrown grenade is going to make it not quite as potent of a hit into the side here for BaiSha, but they will get the plant down. There is a flank happening as well. There's a fight in middle. That is Shui and YDSS.
Oh, this is a good
kind of
boost.
jostling for position. ZQ trying to boost back up to the boxes. He's really having trouble.
Need to get it going.
Really having trouble. Time such a factor here as ZQ decides to give up on that boost.
They're just posted up. They're just holding all these corners. They're not even peeking at all. They're just playing the lines here. Look at how well it's working out. AG just get punished for it. Again, like the mechanical error. They were just stuck. Should be able to cross things off here on the sense here on the A site, or onto GR spawn, I should say. And they might try to split into B on this. Oh, but CQ overextends his welcome a little bit on this one. Look at how cluttered they are. They're still not even committing to this.
Just waiting for that long player Shao to get himself sorted. They're going to go. Nine also. Look to see if he can get a freebie here, which he will be able to do. Not quite a freebie in the end. It ends up being a 1-for-1. Do in all sorts of trouble up on the site. Can't lock it down. BaiSha coming back with a vengeance now on the BL side, but 1222 says, this is my site. You can't have it. Runs out of bullets. Oh, he had Shao dead to rights. Won't be the case this time. Now again, on to ZY, who has been stellar in this series. Not for this round.
Well, I feel like that was just a round of AG just missing a bunch of shots, right? Like, I think he took 2 or 3 before he hit the grave, and then you see that 1-2-2-2, like...
ZY holding some counter util here, and ZQ the same. I think, again, the approach from AG here is just going to be dump a bit of util, not necessarily going to look to fight. Of course, BaiSha are going to jump their way forward and do just that. Ends up being a 1-for-2 now as the reinforcements come through for AG, but a fast flank in from YDSS is going to be enough to pick up Shui, and that leaves it down to just a couple of remaining members tagged up here for AG to try to hold on to the site. C4 was dropped forward. Zhao holding that line, missing the shot. That could be crucial. Whips out the sidearm and just walks right into Du's crosshair. I'm not sure what that was from Xiao. YDSS certainly didn't seem to get the memo. I don't think he swung with him. That leaves YDSS alone, so again, a little mishap, and again, off the back of a Xiao peak, leaves YDSS a lot of work to do.
And honestly, I was getting pretty nervous for all gamers there, because you had but a 6th round going into the BL side. That's going to feel really good here for AG, just considering the BL side is not always the easiest on a map like this, but at 9, does he want to lead the charge on this? No, it's going to be 5-7-7 instead. They're actually going to cross into mid, but look at CQ. He's able to get the kill, able to run away, and 1-2-2-2 at least can find one before he goes down. And they have just annihilated this competition here in round number 9.
Yeah, it looks like equilibrium is going to be restored, and we're going to end with a 6-3. Very pass score at halftime of Port. It doesn't necessarily tell us a lot, of course. Hunting for a bit of info and positioning, and 5-7-7 has been allowed to cross deep into long. If he wins this duel against Shui, then the game is going to get a lot harder for AG. Maybe they've waited a bit too long. Refrag does come through from ZY, but C4 now known. And AG are going to have to scramble to get into one of these sides. That's a nice kill from Du. Puts a lot on the shoulders of YDSS as he has to hold the B site solo, and he knows they're coming from mid, so he takes the fight to them. He can only get himself a 1-for-1. It's not enough to really trouble AG. They're on their way to 7.
These are really good positions here for the post plant. Because again, the thing is whoever goes through B warehouse, like, are they really going to clear this close of an angle? Yeah, indeed they will. Leah's going to be able to find it. I didn't know if they would actually do that protocol. I didn't know if they would actually check it, considering how much of the distance we've been in. But not being lazy and being disciplined. Now Du goes for a big swing. He goes down. It's all down to the 1v1 now. Things are starting to go through, and Zhao's just hunting, but he doesn't clear underneath. ZQ still just being the mastermind. He's just jiggling around. He's dancing, and he still is going to be able to win this round despite not getting the kill, and AG will keep themselves in a winning way.
Yeah, nice movement from ZQ, ducking his head down. He worked out last round, but they did get themselves a couple of crucial kills on their way through. This is interesting. It's a fake over toward the A side. It has pulled most of the rotators. If the entry onto B is clean, it will be big. Leah will go down. And that is a C4 plan on offer for AG, not to mention a bunch of frags popping up in the kill feed there as well. YDSS is stuck behind a smoke. He's got Xiao behind him. He has to go for it, and it's not going to happen. Xiao spotted out as well. ZY letting out a roar as they get ever closer. AG.AL are 2 rounds away. AG don't seem to be worried about anything being too late. They are really playing this at their own pace. 7-7 with a little bit of a jiggle peek. He could really spot AG out here. He's not going to be able to do much about it. Nade will land on the head of AG, but that's not a concern. They have what they want. An opening pick.
They want more information. 45 seconds now hitting the mark. Actually, he's been able to make it through. He might be able to find the timing. It's not even him that has to get that kill. It's actually ZY. So now at 9, he does take the bomb carrier.
Yeah, the bomb out on its own, not going to be traded down. Spacing a bit of a mess here for AG. Maybe they're losing their heads at the final hurdle. 1-2-2 and Do, though, will make the difference. That's a big clutch out from them. I can't imagine that they won't be able to close it out from here. A 9-3 lead is monumental. BaiSha haven't really thrown a spanner in the works in this round. They've set themselves up normally. Do finding that opener. Way the trade. The A site, the focus of attention, and ZQ has slipped through middle. Oh, if YDSS maybe spotted him out, it certainly seems like he's looking for him. 9 will fall. Leah coming in late from long, but may not be much of a factor. It's down to just YDSS solo in a 1-on-3 against All Gamers. Bomb has been planted. The time is ticking. The EWC trophy is waiting for All Gamers. They are waiting to claim it. They will take their thrones. 10-3, and it is a victory for All Gamers. You can see what it means to them as they become the inaugural Esports World Cup CROSSFIRE champions. Put that key in. But here we have All Gamers once again standing ready as champions of yet another CROSSFIRE tournament. This one particularly special. Your champions of the Esports World Cup, All Gamers!